Yeah, the countdown.
Hello and welcome to the One Bit at a Time podcast. Today I'm your host, Girthworm Jim, with my fellow co-host, Beowulf.
How y'all doing?
Beautiful. Other fellow co-host, Draco.
What up?
And featuring guest today, Presto Nesto. What's up, Nest?
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me again.
Welcome back.
Excellent. Listeners, we are picking up on part 2 of our Marvel review. We started on the good, and of course, we got to get to the bad. So this particular podcast will be focusing on the bad of Marvel, which there is plenty to talk about. And also, who's going to lead us into this? The fire spitter himself, Mr. Draco.
Yes. We did touch on the good, not including the MCU, because certain people have not watched certain movies.
Very important.
We'll be finishing that off after the podcast.
True.
WandaVision fucking review pending. Also wanted to get some honorable mentions from last week. We did not talk about Logan.
Oh,
Logan was incredible.
shit!
That is very true.
We did
I
not.
love Logan.
I mean, that's what made, well, it helped me forget a lot of those shitty X-Men movies. That movie itself, man, it was just wonderful.
That's right.
I've
Right?
seen Logan, dude.
It kind of successfully kind of not rebooted, but kind of like just set the trail to a new direction where the X-Men was going, and I loved it. Really sad.
Go ahead, Ness.
No, I was gonna say, like, it's kind of fucked up when you think about it that they chose to put that much effort in that movie, like when it's like the end of all things, when it's like the end of the like that X-Men era. That's so
Right.
messed up.
Well, you could tell because whoever, I don't remember who directed it, but they loved it and they took care of it and they nourished it, and I love that movie. It's funny. I think I was one of the first 100 people to see it, guys. Back in college, I used to have this torrent downloader, and I downloaded this bootleg version of just no special effects, no CGI, but they're just acting in front of a green screen. It was the craziest way to see a movie, but also it was like, damn, dude, some of you actors are so good. You guys are so good. I saw a Wolverine with plastic claws in his hand, and it should have turned me off, but it made me love it even more. It was really, really cool. And I didn't mean to download that. I meant to just download thinking I was getting, early peek at it. But no, it was a really early peek. So it was really cool. Yeah, it was awesome.
Also, one more honorable mention. Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I don't know if any of us played that.
I did.
think I played it for a bit. Gonna say probably one of the best Hulk games. Probably, like if you wanted to feel powerful, that was
Oh,
the game.
wow.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It probably is, in fact, the best Hulk game.
I believe you're right.
I only had one memory of a Hulk game. It was back when Blockbuster was the thing, and I rented the one with, you know how they always make those video games based on the movies?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, and the one with the actor Eric Bana.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I only played it for like 3 minutes, and I put it back. I gave it back to Blockbuster. I did not like it, so I missed out.
I'm
on
gonna buy this game.
I
I'm
really,
gonna buy it.
I really like the sequel to Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Wait, in 2008, The Incredible,
No, prototype.
Oh yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't even want to get into it. I absolutely adore and love that game.
Yeah, it's same people. Straight up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's incredible.
Prototype 2 also.
Oh, I have them both. It's one of those classics you got to keep on deck. I heard it.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
I thought it was supposed to be used for a Spider-Man game, the engine, and then they bounced on it, and then that's when the other team came in and came up with the prototype idea.
Not sure. It's before my nose was in the grindstone of what was going on in the gaming industry.
Because it's some of his motions or looked like they were also like built for Spider-Man, the way he was moving and traversing through the buildings. And so they were talking about, I don't know, I saw a funny uh top 10 facts on that video game, but I'm not 100% sure.
Hmm.
I didn't know that it was the same company though that made Hulk Ultimate Destruction. So that makes me want to pick that game up even more. It's only $14.
Yeah, straight up. You like Prototype, you will like Ultimate Destruction.
Well, that's all
Yes.
I need to hear.
Or Infamous.
Infamous
Very-
is different.
Infamous.
Two feeling different. Those games feel very different,
Yep.
but their premises are very similar. I prefer Prototype though, even though
Agreed.
I straight up played a bunch of Infamous. Oh shit! It's
I
mine.
did enjoy Infamous. It sucked it was exclusive. I didn't get a PlayStation till late, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. I love those games that make you feel like a beast. You just
Yeah.
and you keep
totally.
growing. You keep enhancing that beast. I love it.
All right. So, let's get into the shit. Let's get into the fucking nitty gritty of this because we got a long fucking list. We got shit to do tonight. So, oof. All right. So, I posted the wiki page. We're gonna do movies first. We've got pretty much you go to the list, and it's every movie each year. So,
So we're starting at the very beginning with this, right?
no, because I wasn't alive before '90, so
Yeah.
I mean, I own Punisher '89. I haven't watched it. I've seen Howard the Duck, but I don't really want to judge that. Like, that's a stupid movie, and that's fine. He fucked
Okay,
that girl.
so
You think
late
they'll,
onwards then?
think they'll ever do Howard the Duck? I mean, I'm sorry to get off topic, but you think they'll ever do it like in MCU? But we already
No.
seen cameo appearances of
Yeah, we've
him.
already seen Cameo. I think he'll be part of it. He'll probably show up again. I don't think he'll get a solo. I think he'll show up on a show now that the shows are popping the fuck off.
I bet.
I think he'll show up for an anniversary of something. Let it hit
Mm.
25, 35, 40 years of Marvel. And I think you'll see
Mm,
because he was the one of the first feature films for Marvel.
yeah,
So he will show up again. It'll be, a commemorative version of it, but I believe he'll show up.
I feel that, and I'll go with. You guys know that the Guardians of the Galaxy have that hall.
Yep,
He'll probably
yep.
show up there. Show up, probably.
Oh,
Most
wow.
definitely.
All right, here's where I want to start. I want to start at Daredevil.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Ben,
that
Wait.
works.
Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Yeah, I knew you were going there.
I won't have much to contribute to this because I am very, very neutral towards the film, but
No, I am also neutral towards the film. That's the thing. The film popped off when I was at that age. I know Ben gets a lot of shit for that film, but Jon Favreau is literally in it. Fucking Kevin Smith is literally in it. Like that is a nerd ass nerd film.
That's true.
Here's the problem with it though. There was an Electra spinoff.
Yeah.
Everything Electra in that film is fucking terrible.
I haven't even watched that because I saw the trailer of it and I already made my decision not to waste my time to watch it. So tell me, how did that go? To be
I-
honest?
I mean, how did they decide that the worst part of their movie was going to be its own spin-off movie? I don't know.
Yeah.
How Elektra goes is she dies in Daredevil, comes back to life in her own movie. Stick is there for a scene, and I guess she was trained to be the ultimate warrior, but she gave up on that. So then some other child comes along who is destined to be the ultimate warrior, and then she has to protect that child, even though that child kind of kicks a little bit of ass too. And there's a guy who's really fast and holds 2 katanas, and that's really the only thing that held my attention. Um,
Guys, I think it just fell into the window where it's actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's the first lead female hero movie that Marvel had done.
that Marvel had done, yes.
Right. And so I think
Yep.
it just fell around the time to where it was the trend. It was time, but it wasn't thought out. It wasn't because her character wasn't done well in Daredevil because they didn't think that was going to happen. So, like, I think that's why we got Electra. I think that's why you feel the way you do about it. I know exactly what you're saying. I felt the same way. I was just like, this is flat. This is so terribly flat. This whole movie.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know how they let this actress get a fucking solo movie.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold
Apparently
on.
she was big at the time, but
Go ahead, Craig. Go ahead, because go ahead.
Okay, so I will start with my understanding of what happened with the film, and then I will go on to the direct quote. So, my understanding is that this film being made was part of the original contract of making the Daredevil film, i.e., to have the Daredevil film even be approved to be made, they had to make an Electra sequel.
Really?
that sounds about right.
Wow.
So it's like a deal for two type of thing. Like they gotta have both.
Yeah, like
One
it
for?
was mandated they had to make the sequel to do the original film, so that's why they probably did the rush job that they did.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And now here's a direct, not quote, but a direct source from the wiki, but I do have the original source here. Jennifer Garner, the main star of Electra, reportedly did not want to do the film and only did it because she was legally required due to contractual obligations from Daredevil.
Oh dang. So she was
Wow.
like forced to do it. Oh.
Well,
And this is pre Horseface Jennifer Garner. I don't know where that meme started, but this was before.
I don't know where that name came from.
That's an old meme, but
Really?
yeah.
It's not that one. What's her name? Sarah Jessica Parker. Now that lady.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is Sarah just.
Sarah
Yeah,
Jessica
that's
Parker is-
her. No.
Yeah.
Jennifer Garner. She's
Yeah.
cute, man.
Well, those names sound so fucking similar.
Facts. Oh, so that explains. You know what? It's funny. We've seen that trend before. What? Blade Trinity. Wesley wasn't with the script. Gave us a half-ass product.
Oh
Same
my
with
god,
Yep.
you're right.
Electro. And this was in succession. 2004, 2005.
Yep.
Wow.
Right?
So like the early 2000s wasn't Marvel's best. Like, well, not we can't say
Oh,
that
no.
because X-Men happened and that was good. But then with everything else, like Hulk,
I mean, all the really bad shit is literally on this one page. Like most
I
of
think
the
you're
terrible
right,
shit.
dude. It's right in that. Like we're right in the window of it.
'Cause right here, right before Electra was Blade Trinity.
oh my god,
Holy shit. And right after Electra was Fantastic Four.
Just as shit.
oh god,
So let's do Blade Trinity
Wow.
because we touched on it in a previous podcast,
Mhm.
but holy fuck that film.
It had a lot
Like-
of potential.
It did have a lot of potential being the third in a good franchise. But I don't know what the fuck David Goyer was smoking.
Well, money talks.
Wesley was smoking weed. We know that. What the fuck was David Goyer smoking?
Dude, again, corporate, they pull the strings, man. And at the end of the day, they're signing the checks. And I think some of these guys will die out on that, on that limb because they're in it for the money. Some people are like, no, you know what? After this, I don't want to talk to you guys again. So I'm going to do what I want to do, and then you'll never see me again. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just one of those guys who was like, you know what? I don't want to make anyone mad because I want some work later.
Well, I mean, we don't get any work later because I don't think David Goyer has done anything since.
Isn't that the sad thing about it? He sold his soul, and look now, you ain't got nothing. You should have put your foot down and been like, "We're not doing this. This is trash."
Let's fact check that
Right.
while we move on.
Yes.
Craig, if you want to fact check David Goyer, what the fuck he's been up to?
Yeah, I
Him
think I checked this last time. If I remember right, he has done things. He just directed like, yeah, okay, here we go. So he's only ever directed 4 films: Zigzag, Blade Trinity, The Invisible, and The Unborn. But he's gotten pretty steady work as a writer.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. You could make a really good living.
You can make a decent living off that, yeah. He wrote 2. He was one of the writers for 2, and he directed Blade, and he wrote 1. So he kind of knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, for some
He
reason.
just couldn't direct.
Yeah, he just got
That's weird. That is weird.
And it's weird too because it's like he fights Dracula in this one, right? Like the
Yeah, and it's a weird ass version of Dracula.
oh my god.
I don't know why they got the guy from Prison Break to play Dracula. How do you not get someone on Wesley's level to play Dracula? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Prison Break was pretty hot at the time.
On TV,
It was huge, dude. It was
for people who
epic.
watched
They
Prison
loved
Break.
Prison Break. Mine was 24. That was my shit.
That's the Prison Break audience is not the Blade 2 audience.
I mean, I don't even know how you could equate to that. How did that even happen?
I don't know. Okay, let's get into some real shit.
Okay.
Fantastic Four 1, the first one.
Oh, wow.
So, I want to get her name right. Jessica Alba.
Yep.
They take a beautiful Spanish woman and whitewash the shit out of her. First of all,
She's been on. I mean,
her eyes are not blue. Like, what the fuck?
that's fair. That's fair. I can agree with that.
I mean, you want to change her hair color? Fuck, whatever. But they literally changed her eye colors and post.
We also got to keep in mind this is around the time they were casting celebrities who had some sort of face on any hero. They just wanted the name. That's all they wanted. And Alba was the name. She was very big.
Alba was.
That's
You're
true.
super right.
That's true.
Chris Evans was a nobody at the time.
True.
Yeah. I mean, did he do not another teen movie before or after this? I can't.
Before, friend. Before. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm so glad he said that. Love that movie. Trash
I love that
movie.
movie too.
But I
It's
love it.
good trash. It's good trash. Not
It's
like
good
this
trash.
trash.
Yeah, it's good trash.
One of
It's
them good trashes.
such good trash. He wasn't a bad Human Torch. I think like he was casted really well for him.
Oh yeah, like he was that young dickish attitude kid who's like a hot shot. That charmer thing.
He was perfect for Human Torch. They just kind of messed up everybody else.
Yes, in a weird way.
I'll say this: the casting for this movie was not bad.
When it's all said and done, I believe they acted their roles as well as they could. So I can agree with that. When it was all said and done, I didn't leave from there being like, God, this particular character made me sick. So I know what you're saying. I can agree with that, Craig.
It was not taking itself seriously.
No, yeah, it was kind of
It was not like literally we're 3 blades in and you're still playing like it's pre-blade where you're like they didn't try to do realism at all. Like this is what 2005, so this is before the Nolan trilogy. But you could have Blade was right there. Like you could have tried. Like they went way too deep with the next, with the last 5 fan 4-stick movie. But this was cartoony as shit.
Yeah,
like it was fucking cartoony.
Yeah, because they were drawing from X-Men. They weren't drawing from Blade.
Right.
Right.
I agree.
But X-Men learned from Blade. All black, serious tone, like fucking acting. I mean, it was. I would say that they did not learn from Blade what X-Men learned. X-Men leaned into that a little bit. They did not. They went the other route.
Yeah, well, you know, it's I think what they wanted to do in this crappy movie's defense, it's supposed to be. I thought it was supposed to be like a family thing, like, and I guess they didn't want things to be too intense and too serious when it
I could,
comes to
I
family.
could see that. I could see that.
But because of that, they lost something else, which is the whole intensity of it. And can I just say that I didn't like the choice for Doom. I didn't like the dude. I only know him from like Nip Tuck, and that's
I,
about it.
Yeah.
but he did a damn good job.
Yeah.
I think
He
I
did.
think he did a good job.
He
I
did.
believe it or not, even though I thought Nip Tuck the whole time, I was like, damn, dude, he is kind of doing his thing. I do feel like he is a scumbag.
Yes, for what that movie was doing with Doom, he did a good job.
Right,
It's just that
right.
the movie itself had a terrible Doom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why can't they write a good Doom? Goddamn.
And
God,
because
we
Doom's a
can only hope.
badass, guys. We all know. Doom's a
Doom
Exactly.
is
badass.
complex. Let's be fair. Doom's fucking complex.
Yes, he's not just evil. He's got a serious like backstory, that complicated backstory.
Yeah.
So
Uh, all right. X-Men: Last Stand.
You know what? I'm actually going to stop you right here because you skipped something a little bit higher up.
What did I skip? What did I skip?
oh
Oh,
You
the Hulk.
skipped. Yeah.
That movie was god awful. How did we miss that? Good call. That was terrible.
that was
Oh yeah, Hulk dogs. Holy shit.
that was a dumpster fire.
That was
That was
bad.
a Hulk-sized dumpster fire.
I think it's one of the few films I actually fell asleep watching.
You know what's a weird scene that I remember from that movie? The
What?
scene where Bruce Banner eats, I think, some rice or gruel with his hands, like he's supposed to be some sort of fucking savage or something. And I'm like, what the fuck are you on right now, man? What the fuck's going on?
Guys, this one was so bad.
But he didn't even call himself Bruce Banner. It was Eric Banner. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that was already weird, and how he got those powers and like the whole relationship with his dad, like
Yeah, that too.
He's Bruce Banner in this movie. He's Eric Banner in the TV show.
oh weird.
Weird.
Well, and
And it's
actually, the actor's name is Eric Bana, so that's kind of confusing too.
that
Oh.
is,
This is all confusing.
yeah.
All
Oh
right.
my god.
All right.
They chose Eric Bana because his name sounded like the TV show Bruce
Yeah.
Banner, like
Well,
Eric
actually,
Banner.
his full last name is like Bana Dinovatic, something
What the
Russian,
fuck?
but his stage name is Eric Bana. That's way easier.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, but yeah, no.
right.
That movie.
I
was
mean
awesome.
that the reason that Hulk movie was made was because they were trying to get a non CG Hulk movie going, like a practical Hulk, which would have been hilarious to watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
Like all physical effects. Like if you've ever seen League of Extraordinary Gentlemen,
yeah, yeah.
there is a practical Hulk type in that.
Yeah,
It's
Mr.
not
Hyde.
bad when it's filmed well.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I secretly love that movie.
Yeah, I think it's like one of my favorite trash movies when it comes to like good superheroes. Technically, are they superheroes? Technically,
Yes,
Yeah.
they are technically superheroes.
Very technically, yeah. It's
They're-
a superhero.
They're more historical figures, but yeah.
More
It's
historic
a superhero movie. It's not necessarily superheroes.
literature figures joined together. That's like a book nerd's dream, anyway. But yeah, like
Yeah.
the Hulk, yeah, it's super trash. It's like a roid up Shrek. We got a roid up Shrek. in
Well,
that one.
no, let's
Did look like
well, in that you're talking about that version or Edward
Yeah,
Norton's version.
On that version. The 2003 version, Ang Lee's Hulk.
They've got to surprise us. I know they've shown us, like Marvel has shown us what they're going to do over the next few years. How do you not have a solo Hulk movie in there? Like, I just.
They literally can't.
Okay.
I've explained this before.
That's right. There it is.
They would have to buy Universal.
There it is.
Once they either get the rights from Universal or they flat out just buy Universal, they cannot do a solo Hulk movie.
That's crazy. That they would do that.
I hate business.
Okay. Speaking of hate, X-Men Last Stand.
If I had a nickel every time they poorly adapted the Dark Phoenix saga, I would have 2 nickels.
Which is not a lot, but it's weird that that happened twice already. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Where do you guys feel it went wrong? I don't think I minded it too much.
There are good parts to that movie. I think it's edited very wrong. Or something is wrong with it. I'm not exactly sure what. A lot of the rogue scenes don't need to be there.
No.
I very much got the feeling from this movie, like, let's wrap it up. Let's get this freaking trilogy over with already.
That's probably it. I mean, they said the title itself kind of like speaks for it, like The Last Stand. They probably is like, okay, that's it. No more X-Men movies after this. But and they got like Wolverine, and wasn't the idea of Magneto Origins was supposed to be like after this too?
I think you're right. I remember there was talks of a solo Magneto movie.
Yeah.
They were going to do solo Magneto, but I guess that turned into First Class.
It wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed First Class. I loved First Class.
Yeah. Magneto in First Class is awesome.
Awesome. Super awesome. But like The Last Stand, I mean, it's so bad, and it's like, and the way they killed off Cyclops is both funny and sad to me at the same time. It's like, oh.
That's the 2 things that they fucked up in this movie. Cyclops never getting his due.
No.
Yeah.
And Juggernaut.
Oh.
They completely Juggernaut.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Just had the meme on us.
Just had to meme on us. Couldn't be Xavier's brother. Couldn't do any of that shit. Just meme it.
Yep, it lives forever as a meme. And I'm grateful for that. And it only costed them $1 billion or something.
Okay. Ghost Rider. We've talked about Ghost Rider.
Dookie! And you know what? It's only Dookie because it was casted, and Nicolas Cage is okay, but it shouldn't have been him.
No. Nicolas Cage is a good actor, and he should not have acted in this role.
No.
There's a particular scene in this movie where Nicolas Cage stands in front of a mirror, and you see his CGI ripped-ass bod. And it's like,
oh my God. I know what you're talking about.
His fucking body is full CG.
It's gonna get some young kids, but again, I believe after a while, I think Marvel kind of learned and was like, dude, let's just go find some no names, so like people can build a character on them, and not automatically see, Halle Berry, even though she's doing okay. Storm, it's still Halle Berry.
They did not do Storm right in those fucking
movies. No, they didn't, but I could take it. She's fine as fuck.
Literally a different character in every movie.
A different haircut too.
Yeah. So what is up with
that? All right. Let's get into the real shit. Okay, Spider-Man 3. There's no saving that movie.
No. They were. I think one of their biggest flaw, probably, is that you guys seen Batman and Robin, right? You know how there's always. I noticed that there's like repeating formula of failing like comic book or superhero movies where you put more than one villain in the movie, like you try to cram it all of them, like all 3 of them or 4 of them in one movie, and it just falls apart. And then you put these ridiculous like kind of like real life problems that aren't really problems. Like with the Batman and Robin, it was like they had like a competing like jealousy thing for Poison Ivy or something like that. That's from what I remember. And then in this one, it's Spider-Man's popularity getting to his head, and he gets to kiss Gwen Stacy right in front of Mary Jane. So that's a dick move. I mean, she didn't know he was taken, but that's still a dick move, you know. So like, I think they both have that in common, and I think no one like Amazing Spider-Man 2 hasn't learned their lesson from that. But I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead with the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Not bad.
Okay, yeah. We're skipping ahead. We're skipping ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's definitely something very notable about the movie is that there's way too many villains going on at one time. You got Sandman, you got Baby
I
Goblin, you got Venom, and it's all kind of just crammed together in the movie at that point.
Yeah.
I will say Connor is in there as a cameo, Dr. Connors.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
but
will say this: juggling multiple villains is totally possible. You can do it.
Mhm.
That is not. If you do it wrong, you get Spider-Man 3. If you do it correctly, you get Batman Begins.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, I was
Exactly.
actually
Or
Good call.
yeah. You
Batman
also
Returns,
get,
but
in
yes.
fact, the Nolan's trilogy. All of them had like more than one villain
Yes,
in each of them.
and then and then Dark Knight Rises, Nolan was the villain. Anyway,
We're getting a little off subject.
Going back though to what he was kind of brought with. Stop. Enough. Going back to what Ness was saying, I don't necessarily mind that dilemma that Spider-Man had to deal with, because I think that's a realness that the audience could relate to, as far as like, oh shit, even though he's a superhero, you still deal with these high school pressures. You still deal with these pressures of trying to be someone that you feel like you're not, and doing sometimes whatever it takes to change that. So I don't mind that. And also, I guess the biggest thing with Batman and Robin, even though that's kind of off topic, I don't know. I just caught that as just a big like Hollywood cameo. That's all. I mean, the only thing, I don't think Poison Ivy was bad. I don't think Mr. Freeze was bad. I actually think the only person that was just who was just too Hollywood was George Clooney. He was the only person who was like, fuck, man, we cannot get over the fact that this handsome piece of shit is George Clooney.
We will put Batman and Robin on trial on their day.
That's fine. All right, let's leave it alone. All right, go on, proceed.
Wow, how fucking James whatever his fucking name, he just, after this movie he just became a whole another actor. Holy shit. Like, why wasn't he acting like he just blew up after
Who,
this
James
movie
Franco?
somehow? Yeah, James Franco.
Yeah, I don't.
Like,
Yeah,
he became a rock star after this movie. Why wasn't he allowed to be like this during the movie?
Because there's too many damn villains that all were competing, or they were all competing to be a main villain. It felt like they were written to the script like they were all the main villains, but they just had too much going on, and then it felt congested.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say how the movie was written, if you just cut one villain out of the movie,
It could have been good.
I think it would have played a lot better.
Well, yeah, like we all know, Venom was a studio mandate.
Yeah,
and
Sam
Raimi did not want Venom at all.
Yeah, I felt like as cool as Venom is, because I love Venom, like that whole symbiote thing. But I felt like I was forced. I was just jammed right in there. Like Sandman and New Goblin would have been fine. Would have been just good. It would have been good. And you kind of threw us off there. The fuck. Yeah.
I mean, even Peter is a fucking villain in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dance moves and all.
Fantastic Four and the Rise of Silver Surfer.
You thought the first one was bad.
Oh boy.
Well, this one was bad.
This one,
This one's worse than the first.
Yeah, easily worse than the
Mhm.
first.
yes. I don't know how
do
they
want
do it, but they did it.
I do want to go into kind of a side note about this movie because it really showcases, like, at this point in time, it feels like comic book movies were embarrassed to be comic book movies.
Yes.
Oh, I
And I
like how
think
that's
the
phrased.
perfect, yeah, and I think the perfect example of that is what they did with Galactus in
I
this
knew you were
movie.
gonna say that. I was thinking as soon as you said embarrassed, I was like, "Yo, yeah," because they basically hid the dude.
A shining light beam in the sky.
He's a cloud. He's a giant
The
cloud.
giant
Of course.
cloud that eats planets. I don't know,
hmm
and they talk like it does. They kind of basically robbed Galactus of any personality. Oh, just
I don't
anything.
think I don't think they had the
How
studio
would
to
they
make them. I don't think they had the
build
talent to create them.
Galactus?
That's what I think. I don't think they had the actual team and the CGI and talent to actually make the magnitude of what Galactus really should look
He's
I
a
can't.
giant man in armor.
I mean,
like.
He will look very different in the MCU, I'm sure, but he will look fucking menacing as fuck. No doubt about that.
looking forward to
It's
that.
a
Actually,
giant.
I think I don't know when Fantastic Four is gonna ever show up, but I'm not even sure if Galactus would be the first villain that they would face. Would
They
it?
got to start over. I think they should start over in Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, they're totally
Start
starting
over.
over. I think Doom is the person getting pushed right now,
Yeah.
but I think
Yeah,
the Galactus might be the next Thanos. Like we might
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
Phase
cool.
6 will be facing Galactus
That's
possibly
cool.
or Kang.
I feel that. Yeah, because I remember they kind of put Easter eggs on that whole phrase "devourer of worlds" when it came to like the Doctor Strange movie, and immediately my head just thought, "Oh, Galactus! Wait, he's there too? Like, when's he gonna show up?" I also thought that Thanos was talking about Galactus in a way, like
Mm.
when he's mentioning about the whole universe putting in a balance, or else things will go wrong. I've always thought in my head he was talking about Galactus, like once life starts flourishing, that's when planets will become dead because of Galactus. But that's another
It's
thing.
possible. That's a whole nother story.
Oh, Bale, you was
Okay,
gonna
so
say something, right?
yeah, what were you gonna say?
Um, let's see. I was talking about the giant cloud. I don't. Yeah, I forgot. Moving on.
Yeah, the Thing gets married to a blind woman in that movie.
Well done, Hollywood.
But she's black, so it's okay.
Gotta get that
So
diversity in there, baby.
That diversity.
diversity.
Anyway, all right. So Iron Man starts, Incredible Hulk starts, Punisher Warzone. How many of you have seen this movie?
I can't say I have.
I
I think I also fell asleep during this.
I have, but I have only like blurry memories about it. I've only watched it once.
I don't know the lead. I'm not familiar with him.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
I
Wow.
He is a great actor, actually. Um,
George Raymond Stevenson?
yeah.
Okay.
Um, but this movie, I believe it is directed by a woman,
Lexi Alexander.
Lexi Alexander. She is really good at her job. I don't know why she doesn't get more work, but this movie was written terribly. The villains in this movie were written terribly.
Okay.
I think I probably would confused it with Sin City. I confused it too because of how ridiculous it was, like, and how it ended.
A Craig, correct me if I'm wrong, but a white a white parkour expert assassin with dreadlocks and silver teeth jumps in midair to die to a rocket launcher.
You don't say.
Dude, I think you're God. That movie's not a good movie, dude.
Like that movie is insane. That movie is it. Here's the thing: it is as comically violent as Deadpool, but it takes itself way, way too seriously. Way too seriously. Um, like Punisher literally punches a guy's skull in that movie. Like all of the violent gags are awesome, like hilarious, like Grindhouse, fucking
Jeez.
Evil Dead, awesome.
Okay, but they were serious. They didn't even laugh
But
a little
they
bit.
character of Punisher fucking super serious.
Yeah, this is what happens when you read the really serious
Yeah,
comic
dude.
books and are
Yeah.
the wrong lessons from them.
Yeah. So it is a treasure. It's one of them good bads.
So it's when keeping it real goes wrong. Is that
when
is
you're
that
keeping
the
it
story?
too real.
Wrong. Yeah.
Why don't you stick to the comic? But shit, guys, we don't need to see you
Like the
punching this
villains are
guy's
fucking
head.
laughable in this. They're
Who,
terrible.
Jigsaw and Looney Bin? No way.
God. You. All right. Let's get to some real shit. X-Men Origins Wolverine. When they were going to go for X-Men Origins as the new series of movies,
Mhm.
and it died at Wolverine. There are so many problems with this movie.
Didn't
Why?
we see Gambit in this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I got excited too.
Yeah, and then he disappeared.
We never saw him again, guys.
Never saw him again.
Wow.
Exhibit 2 of comic book movies being ashamed of their source material. Deadpool in this movie.
Oh,
Yes.
fuck.
Ryan Reynolds
God.
plays Deadpool in this movie.
And it's weird because like
This is
Ryan
his
Reynolds-
origins.
Ryan Reynolds was in Blade Trinity, and then he shows up again as Deadpool in Origins.
Shit, he was also Green
Oh
Lantern.
yeah, comic book movies are very incestuous when it comes to the actors
Oh,
they
yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not even Deadpool. He is Weapon X. He
Weapon
is
X.
Weapon 11.
Weapon
Weapon
11.
11, it
yeah.
wasn't X?
No,
Because
Wolverine
Wolverine's
is X.
Wolverine.
Ah. That fight at the end though was kind of cool. I didn't mind it. On top of that big ass was it a silo or something? I don't know what that was.
It was a nuclear. It was a nuclear facility.
Yeah, I thought that fight was cool.
That fight was cool. The whole teleporting thing, that was cool. But like everything else,
Yeah.
the claws.
Yeah, the biggest problem is we dropped Deadpool for that
Yeah.
fight.
I wish we could have that now. Fuck.
Oh
And the claw.
my god. Yeah, we finally get our Wolverine versus Sabretooth, and it's not what we want.
No.
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 See, I think this movie didn't take itself serious enough. To be
It did
honest. If we're talking about the origins and really being dark, they could have got dark with this. And because, I mean, Wolverine's background is dark, dude.
Yeah.
Had this movie been the first 20 minutes of this movie as
Yeah,
the
I was
whole
about to
movie,
say.
it would have been great.
Right.
Just make it that, and that would have actually been a really
It
good
really
movie.
would have.
Yes, totally agree.
It would have been Ryan Reynolds just being Deadpool actually before getting mutated, which would have been cool, him as a mercenary. We had for a second, we had cool Blob.
Yeah.
Like Blob, but cool, and then they had to make him fat later for a joke. Wyclef Jean gets his spine ripped out for whatever reason.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
It's because he's black.
Wow.
That guy dies. Yeah.
Oh man.
I would love to go through this entire list and go, okay, first guy to die black, first guy to die black, first guy to die
Oh, jeez.
black.
It's less common than anyone thinks it is, but when it does happen, it's very noticeable.
It's more common than you think it is.
What, Deep Blue Sea? What, Samuel Jackson?
Yes.
Favorite. My
The
favorite.
main black character
my-
dying in a
my-
movie is super fucking common. Especially aughts to 90s.
We'll have to talk about this later because I can think of some examples, but I can't think of enough examples.
He's right.
Oh.
That will get a little long.
Mhm.
Okay, that'll be another time. All right. So I like Iron Man 2. Do any of you think it should be on?
No, I don't think it deserves to be on the list.
I,
Okay.
No, the only sin that Iron Man 2 really has is that it's not as good as
Yeah.
Iron Man 1, and
Like, what are you to do? Usually,
yeah,
sequels are hard to follow up anyway.
I'm
Yeah.
neutral about it. Like it's not. Well, it's not like I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. So I just don't
I
appreciate it
yeah.
much.
I genuinely like Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. So I don't think they should be on here, but I know other people have different opinions.
we'll talk about Iron Man 3,
Oh,
but
okay. What about Thor, the first one?
oh,
Yeah.
Thor's
Thor's
good.
good.
Thor's
Thor's
good.
good. Thor's safe.
Is it?
It's
I
safe.
think we're right back at Ghost Rider. To be honest, guys, like I think we're right
Yeah.
there. Again.
All right, Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. He pisses fire. Yep.
I love this
Which
movie.
is
It's so bad.
Ugh.
nice.
Um, all I remember from that movie is that Idris Elba is Irish for some reason.
French.
French. I don't know.
Is it French or
I,
what?
I saw this movie a couple times.
Really?
I've only seen it once.
I love this movie. It's so bad.
Oh, break it down, Greg. Break it down.
It's so stupid because it's trying to be funny and it's failing really, really badly at it. And then you just have Nicolas Cage being fucking Nicolas Cage in the fucking corner. And they're doing I don't even fucking know what from the comic books. And they saw a couple of Ghost Rider comic book storylines, and it's like, take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, mix it all together in a pot, and you have made shit.
That's exactly what you meant.
Yeah, yeah. And the color palette for the whole movie was like really weird and like saturated. Like what?
Yeah.
And there's just some scenes where it almost feels like they were making a music video and they were like, okay, just splice that into the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I think I.
There are some really cool fights. There is some really cool violence, but other than that, it's bad.
By you.
All right, so Avengers. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't you say that? Don't you ever say that?
Oscar, which is cool. Amazing. Okay, should Amazing Spider-Man 1 be on here?
That's a hard one, actually. I liked it.
I liked it. I think it survives.
But it definitely
It's bad
has
moments.
elements that better explain what happened with Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
2.
Yes. And especially that Peter Parker is the cool guy instead of, Peter Parker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. That is
He is
a little
the
different.
cool guy instead of actually smart.
Yeah, I never really liked that, but it's not enough for it to be like a bad movie. The Amazing Spider-Man. It's not.
Yeah, I don't personally hate that interpretation of Peter Parker because, later Peter Parker is a little bit more like that. But
Sure, but not first off Peter Parker.
Yeah, or at
That's
least,
true.
or at least
That's
he
very
should have emitted all that coolness when he puts on the mask. You know.
In fact, late stage Peter Parker, like after the one you're talking about, is super humble.
yeah, so you are right in that it does get into that weird mix where he's got the charisma of later day Spider-Man, but the arrogance of early day Spider-Man.
Mm. Let's see.
But they don't.
I mean, Spider-Man in general should not be arrogant. He should be naive, but not arrogant.
Yeah.
Well, I actually should say arrogance pre Ben getting
Pre
shot
Uncle
Spider-Man.
Ben. Yeah.
All right. So the Wolverine. Anybody
Wait,
want to take this one?
I think Craig wanted to get into Iron Man 3, correct?
No, fuck that. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's crazy because that was nominated for an Oscar.
I mean,
Nominated.
What Oscar was he nominated for? Hold on. Because Suicide Squad won an Oscar, and we know what that was
really?
for.
Okay. All right. Wow, really? They did?
Yes,
Yeah,
they beat.
for costume.
Yeah, costume.
special effects?
No, no,
I
no. It
forget
was
exactly.
costume and makeup.
Yeah, that was it.
Wow. That's
Yeah, they beat out Star Trek that year.
Wow.
Let's see.
I don't think they should have beat Star Trek that year, but Killer Croc did look
Oh,
really good.
that's insane. Oh my god.
so Wolverine. Which one was it? What are we
Iron
talking
Man
about?
3.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man.
Where Iron Man 3 has a nod for an Oscar.
It does have a
Iron
nod.
Man. Okay.
I don't think it's on this list, but I wanna hear Craig's take. Definitely do.
Yeah.
It's fucking boring. It's fucking boring. It's a movie about nothing happened.
Boring at all. It's a thriller.
I mean, I'm gonna side with Craig on this one, and it's only because I was promised the Ten Ring Terrorist, the Mandarin. I was promised that. I was promised an epic fight between Iron Man and Mandarin, and I did not get that. I left the theaters disappointed and a little peeved. But it's not to say that it's bad, like, oh, it's garbage. It's just like, it's that one movie you're like, oh, it happened. Yeah, let's carry on. Like, that's it.
Okay,
Okay.
those are good points. Here's your counterpoint. This movie is good. It has Tony going through PTSD, Tony having to actually be a hero without the Iron Man suit. We actually get AIM, and we get Pepper Potts not being a damsel in distress, actually being able to fight in the battles. And we get more suits than we ever got at that point.
I blew up.
They did blow up, but they were also
Blow
kicked ass.
It ain't AIM if we don't have MODOK.
We'll get MODOK eventually.
Will we?
We'll get MODOK eventually.
You think so?
Especially if you have AIM, like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, like AIM exists.
You think that you think that'll be in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Fuck no.
No.
No. I think we'll get MODOK after we get X-Men.
Ooh. I see where you're going.
Like, so I did finally look it up. Best visual effects. So there's your answer.
Damn.
You savage, you. He was like,
All right,
let's check this nomination.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
it's for the best gift wrapping. Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
fucking So first and foremost, fuck the Oscars. Let's be clear and set that standard right now. Fuck the Oscars. Okay. They didn't want to give Black Panther a fucking Oscar, so they tried to make a bullshit category for it to win it. Like,
We know how that goes. But
and then they gave them costume and makeup.
Oh god.
Anyway, the Wolverine.
I straight up.
I don't remember this. Why do I remember this movie?
This is the weebiest ass fucking Marvel movie there is.
Super
Like,
weeb. Yeah, I could vouch for that.
fucking love it.
I mean, I was kind of like low key hoping for the son of Wolverine to show up, because when I heard that it's coming, that it was all set in Japan, I thought, and I was up for that. I was like, okay, yeah, go ahead, Fox, give me that. But
Which son?
what's his name? Dakin?
Doc. Yeah, well, that's the one that everybody knows the name of.
So yeah.
Because he's got a few. Okay, so Wolverine was decent. I will say that. It's no Old Man Logan, but it was leagues above fucking Origins.
Yes.
There is still Silver Samurai, but they at least tried to do Silver Samurai.
Yeah, that was weird. So how that happened. And then there was what's her name? Not Vertigo.
Viper.
Viper.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad.
Okay. Thor: The Dark World.
I liked it.
What?
I liked it.
You,
Terrible.
you like it? For real?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm seeing Thor: The Dark World now. I've been too harsh to Iron Man 3. Want to talk about fucking boring?
That movie is trash. That movie is bad.
Okay, man. Listen, I have a soft spot for that. No homo, like super pretty dude Thor, man. Like it's just he can't do no wrong. So I just give him the benefit of the doubt. It's just weird.
Yeah, but you know what's
Oh
weird?
God, he's
You know what's weird about the Dark World? Because in my head, I had the same thought that most audience members had, which is like, okay, now that we're all aware that there's more than one like superhuman like group, why didn't they all just help Thor out when it comes to like reality breaking out at the seams? You know, like they were worlds in the fucking sky, man. My dude, it's like you could have called for help or something.
You know
But for
what?
some
I think they
reason,
knew that it was his time and that was his journey that he needed to venture on his own.
What did he need to do? He didn't do anything in this
no,
movie.
yeah, that's the thing.
The villain was the fucking worst villain ever. Like, the villain had a henchman, and that henchman killed his mother.
Yes.
Fucking. Okay, so Patty Jenkins was set to direct this movie, but she left it because all the women characters were treated like shit.
Damn, and
You
it
know
was
what? I didn't know
wrong.
that little
Thor's,
tidbit.
Thor's mother, who is like the greatest witch to ever be a witch, dies off screen, I think. Gets stabbed. uh, uh, the main love interest is damsel in distress turned into a MacGuffin,
Yeah.
and then her sister, I believe, is just the idiot going meow meow, and then
her
Steve
character
is
is
getting
treated
cucked in
so
the
bad.
corner. Like, what the fuck is this game? What the fuck is this
Listen,
movie?
it was a mess. All right.
Yeah. Huge.
Defend your point.
Listen,
Like,
it's
defend
I
it.
I
Yeah,
I don't
I'd love
have
to
a
hear it.
good one, guys. Listen, I sometimes poor taste in movies for me it happens. This is one of those. I guess I don't know. I just didn't
I
mind it.
mean,
I know it
I
wasn't as
mean,
much action and it was a little boring. I guess I just didn't. Also, I wasn't too invested into the lore of Thor at that point.
Fair
And
enough.
so I think that's why it just didn't hit me as hard as some of the others.
you know what did save me keep watching the movie was just Loki. To be honest, like the scenes with Loki,
He's a good
and
Loki.
then the Loki saved that movie in a way because at the ending of it, when Thor was talking to his dad, quote unquote, it's like I kind of already knew my first time watching it. I'm like, that ain't his dad.
Yeah.
So
Anthony Hopkins,
that,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Fucking.
fucking, fucking Anthony,
The
fucking
best part of
Hopkins.
that movie is when he takes Mjolnir and puts him on the fucking coat hanger, and everyone looks. All the audience goes, "Wait, what?" Uh, okay, okay. Let's. All right. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Ooh,
I don't know if I saw this one.
wow. Again, the whole I think there was like more than one villain in that.
Oh
There
yeah,
It was
was
like,
there was there was
too many fucking cooks.
Electro and Baby Goblin
and then there was Rhino. He showed
Yes, there was Rhino.
and Rhino.
showed up like
Yes,
in the last 3 minutes, 4.
Every villain was treated poorly.
Yeah,
Every
yes.
single one.
Oh, Electro was treated
and
so
the
Oh god,
badly.
yeah.
you know,
How do you fuck that up?
it's even fuckier. Like the friendship was so like forced already, and they had to build up the exposition of their friendship. Harry Osborn and Peter Parker. I didn't even buy it at all. I was like, this is bullshit. This is
Yeah.
straight up
Some real Vic Van Leer vibes.
fucking.
No one's gonna get that except for Draco.
No, no. Like, why did they make Hobgoblin a whiny bitch? Why did he have goblin AIDS? Like, why did he become a completely different character after he took the fucking serum? Why was he CG so bad?
Yeah.
Why was the only black
did-
character treated like a fucking moron at the beginning, but a genius moron getting fucked over into having a completely different personality afterwards?
Yeah. What the fuck was all that about? For real.
Exhibit C question mark of comic book movies being ashamed of their source material. Electro.
That's weird.
You-
Why
That
was
weird.
Rhino Paul Giamatti?
Why Paul Giamatti?
Paul Giamatti is a great actor.
But he will
Why are
he should never be in any comic book movie except as a human being.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti is a great actor?
He's a-
Why is he the heavy?
I don't
Right.
know. That was weird.
He had a Russian accent in that one, right? Rhino?
He had a cartoonishly Russian accent.
Cartoonishly Russian accent, right?
To be fair, it really isn't the Rhino unless he has a cartoonishly Russian
Yes,
accent.
but he is a big motherfucker. You're talking about Paul Giamatti. I think Pat is
I
the
know.
size of Paul Giamatti.
But yeah, no, that movie was like the tombstone of Sony's like Sinister Six idea.
Oh god, Tombstone was in this movie. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Was he?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. I don't think he was.
Okay, God.
I'm fucking with you. Does Electro die at the end of this? Or does he get captured so he could be tortured for the rest of his days?
I don't remember.
Dude, I don't fucking
Dude, I don't
remember.
know, man. I remember there was like the setups of the different suits, like scorpions and vultures. I remember that
Yep.
Doc Ock kind of built up that hype, and I was like kind of looking forward to it, but then I would have looked forward to it if they showed us that before this whole shit show. After the
Mhm.
whole shit show, and I watched, I was like, this is not going anywhere. I promise you.
No. Here's another weird thing. Why is Peter's father A, a super secret agent, and B, still alive?
Thank you.
Why are his parents secret agents?
What? That's the thing.
Why did he leave him a fucking secret coin that allowed him to have his own secret lab?
That was crazy.
And why was he hinted to still be alive in the cut content? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like what were they
I'm glad I
doing? Like
missed
what?
this one. I'm glad I missed this one, guys. I missed this
This
one.
was all just a very convoluted way to explain, well, radioactive spider doesn't make sense anymore. Let's go with a genetically engineered spider.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. He didn't get bit. He did get bit,
You did get
but
bit.
he already was Spider-Man before he got bit. So the biting actually triggered his superpowers.
Fuck out of
What
here.
the fuck is this movie?
The fuck out of here.
Which is also technically adapted from the comics, but we don't talk about
Oh,
what
wait,
happened
is it-
there.
No, they retconned that shit out.
Isn't this shit
Yeah, exactly.
sounds more like King Lee's Hulk thing? Right? When the dad experimented on
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
kid, and then apparently that radiation kind of unlocked a Hulk inside of him. So I remember that part. So now you're telling me that Amazing Spider-Man followed that same like
Yes.
that is
Basically.
no wonder you guys fucked up. Oh my god.
Well, actually, you know what? I kind of can forgive them a little bit for the engineered spider because I think they were trying to play into making it a little more modern. Because radioactive, like we don't deal with nukes anymore. That's not. No one's playing around with radiation like that anymore. Like back then when
Tell the people who live on the fucking cusp of Chernobyl.
well,
Like,
right then, they would have made a way better
tell
Spider-Man.
the Japanese.
They would have made a
that.
fire ass Spider-Man, but they just tried to modernize it.
Spider-Man.
Chernobyl man does whatever Chernobyl can.
What did Chernobyl man say about Putin? Oh, never mind, he's gone. Well, that's
Yeah,
guess that's the real villain who never loses.
yeah. Fucking tell the Japanese that fucking radiation is so old school.
I think Putin
Oh,
could
for real.
play Dune in the next Marvel movie. I think.
Oh god, yeah. He'll be way too dark for
He'll be a
doing that.
badass Doom. He'll be like, I think I should kill you. Oh, now.
Ooh.
What if what's fucking Doom's country? Um,
Uh,
Latveria.
Latveria?
What if Latveria is just him taking over Chernobyl? That'd be awesome.
Whoa.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Mind
Chernobyl
freak.
is now a independent state. It is now Latveria. Anyway, fuck.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
No, fuck you. Get out. Love this fucking movie.
I am
Come
joking.
at me.
I am
I'll
actually
fight all of you. Come
Oh
at
my
me.
god.
What's your
What is wrong with
problem
you? Come at me.
Everyone hates on this movie. It's so good. I know everyone has a
No,
problem with
I
Ultron,
like
but
it.
fuck you guys.
He was mad about it. He was like, no, hell no. No Ultron
Man.
slander.
No, fucking bring it. I will beat any criticism down.
I've got nothing for you, friend.
Nothing. I'm good.
Right
I'm
there.
alright.
Fan four stick.
Man, four stick.
Man, four
Yeah.
stick.
Diversity, I guess. I don't know.
This movie was shit. This
Yeah, it
was
was.
shit.
Yeah,
This
saved
was
myself.
not it.
I did not watch it. I actually, to be honest, I only watched the last 5 minutes, and
Oh god.
I
The worst part of the movie.
I know that.
I think it's poor casting. Oh look,
Poor
Not poor
cat.
casting. This cast is great.
I can't agree with that, man.
It's Michael B. Jordan. It like all of these people, like you literally said beforehand that they were focusing on names. They should have got unknowns. This was a bunch of unknowns at their before they peaked. Like Michael B. Jordan had not been Killmonger yet.
True.
The person playing Sue Storm was doing amazing work in House of Cards at the time. The guy playing Reed Richards did Drumline. And that was a great movie.
Yeah, with J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
With J.K. Simmons. I don't know who played the Thing. I think he was good in something. I don't know.
Toby Kebbell, who was blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then the guy playing Doctor Doom came out of nowhere. I have no idea. I can defend 3 of them. I can defend 3 of the 5.
that's fair enough. 3 out of 5. That's fair.
I'll take 2. I'm not sold on Reed Richards by any account. I don't know. I didn't like him in that role. I guess I just didn't believe him.
Oh, well, yeah, because this movie was written terribly. And he had nothing to do. And he was written to leave for a year and figure shit out on his own while the Thing was being used by the military? Like, what the fuck? Also, how did Sue get her powers?
How did she get her powers? I don't know.
I don't remember once.
There were four fucking tubes to go into the other dimension. She stayed on the outside to be in the computers. They all get hit with whatever the fuck. How did she get her powers? She didn't go on the trip.
Didn't it like blast through or
Yes,
something like that?
it did. I guess. Why wasn't she on the trip? Why did the only female in the entire movie get left behind? This is what I want to know.
They really don't know how to put right women. Like, I'm noticing some sort of trend in Fox.
It's almost like it's a trend, yeah.
Almost as if
Yeah, it's almost like
they know what they're doing.
I mean, we can go through this entire list and talk about the best women in each of these movies, but that's another time. Because Logan's right there.
But yeah, I would hazard to say so far this might be the worst movie.
Really?
So they're saying Sue got her powers because of the explosion. The quantum gate exploded, and she was. That's how she gained her superhuman abilities. Yeah, it
So
blasts
did
through on the
blast
other
through.
side.
All right, whatever.
Craig, I'm gonna say you're wrong
Anything.
because Dark Phoenix is down there.
Oh,
I said so
Okay,
far.
so far, fair enough. Maybe. You're probably right. You're super right. Yeah, you're right.
And again,
Okay.
they fucked up too.
You guys like Apocalypse?
Problems.
Hate it, but it's
I gotta be
it's
honest
weird.
with you. Like the X-Men movies from that point on, from like Days of Future Past all the way to like Dark Phoenix, I've made it a ritual where I watch it drunk to see if it gets better, and it doesn't. It doesn't get any better for me. I mean,
Apocalypse is bad. If you want to talk about how mistreated women are in comic book movies, Apocalypse is the perfect example.
oh yeah, you got like whole crew basically, a whole slew of women.
Because you've got somehow Mystique has become the most important X-Men in the entire franchise.
Yeah,
And that's literally because
Yeah.
of her
Natalie
actress.
Portman,
Literally
right?
because of her actress. No,
Oh,
not
no.
Natalie.
Who is? I'm not tripping. Who was Mystique?
It's, Jennifer.
Jennifer
Oh
Lawrence.
shit!
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, she.
yeah. I mean, the hint of her being super important was started since like Days of Future Past when they
Yep.
Yeah, Days of Future Past is the point where they were like, "We got Jennifer Lawrence. We're
like
making her
all
the
the
main
time,
character now."
like
But the thing is, was
time.
Jennifer Lawrence was balanced out by Hugh Jackman in Days of Future Past.
Yes.
And then in this, Hugh Jackman only gets the cameo, and it's all about Jennifer Lawrence, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
And his cameo is the weirdest cameo in this one. Like
It's cool though.
it's cool, but it's also kind of funny and weird because he just shows up like Berserker style, from the experiment, and then
Yeah.
Jean, she stops
just
him
wanders
for a
off.
bit, and they stare at each other intensely for a bit, and then he runs off again. It's like, well, that happened.
Yeah.
Wolverine's happening on the
Don't
side.
worry
Don't
about
worry
it.
about it.
We'll worry about it like sometime later, but not now.
Yeah. And then Jubilee cut out of the fucking movie. Completely cut out of the fucking movie.
Jubilee isn't even a good character, but I definitely have the
Could be
nostalgia
good
of
if
her.
they given the fucking attention they made to Jubilee that they did for fucking Mystique. She could be a great character.
I mean,
X-Men Evolution proves she could be a fantastic character. Fuck you.
oh, wow.
Make her a vampire like the comics. Do it. Put her in the next Blade movie. Fucking do it.
Also, they introduced the new Storm, and she barely talks throughout the entire movie.
She doesn't.
She's only there for some product placement and some exposition, and that's it.
I know you're right.
That's
Yeah.
your Storm.
Psylocke looked good.
did
That's
look
like one
good.
of the.
You're right.
It's like one of the only positives. I have for the
Psylocke
movie.
looked perfect. A lot of people don't like the actress, but her actress is actually incredibly good and smart, and actually a fan of the fucking comics.
Yeah. Didn't she fight for the suit to look like that?
Yes, she fucking worked out so she could look good in it too.
Yeah.
Olivia Munn fucking put in the fucking work. And yeah.
You know what we really did not need from this movie?
The Dark Phoenix.
An explanation. That. An explanation for why Professor X is bald.
That
Yeah, that's
too.
weird. That's
Yeah.
a weird thing to put in the movie.
So, yes.
That's so unnecessary. Like, so? That's the least of our needs.
Yeah, that did not make sense. Why do you spend so many hours to build up to this point to explain, oh, yeah, this is how he got bald?
You want to know how he lost his hair? No. No. What the fuck is this?
Let me come up with this brilliant, innovative idea for why Professor X is bald. He's old.
Let's try that.
Because he shaved his head.
Exactly.
Oh my
Hold
god.
on. I kind of figured he was putting on that one.
On.
Because male pattern balding.
I figured he was putting on that big ass hat, that he could see everything going on the planet. He was putting that on a lot, and I was frying his shit.
Yeah.
Then after a while, dude, he's just bald. It's just that's what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't even think it's so weird.
Yeah, there you go. And in 1 minute, we came up with 5 different better explanations.
Yep.
That could have been done in like a segue of like two characters talking down a hallway, like walking down a hallway.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
it could have been a joke. Like,
For some
moved on.
reason,
Like, you could have literally had him, like, putting Head and Shoulders in at one point and be like, looking at how much hair he's losing, and that's it.
it would have been like, damn. Or soon.
Yeah, just make it the fucking.
Yet they
Like,
made it.
having a toupee through half of the movie would have been hilarious.
They made it to a fucking battle scar thing. Like, oh, I will always remember. I think that's basically it. They're like, oh, I will always remember we fought against like Apocalypse and shit like that. It's like, really? That's
We
how you
fought
remember it because you're fucking bald.
I'll never forget it.
I'll never forget it. He touches his head. I lost so much. I lost so much.
Wow.
All right, so yeah, that's definitely on the list. They have not done too well with these X-Men
And
movies, huh?
No.
No.
It's as if 20th Century Fox
It's
was
because
losing
it's
money and
Fox,
didn't know what
they
the
don't-
fuck they were doing.
Exactly.
And then Deadpool 2 comes.
They just knew Deadpool was working, and that was
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right. That's who I'm seeing the common denominator. It's Fox. That's the common denominator. As we move on to Strange, and it was a great movie, but
Yeah, and like there's a good period here where Marvel movies are doing fantastic.
Marvel movies are in their fucking stride.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
and now we get to do we want to talk? Now we get to Black Panther. Anyway,
No.
that movie could have been better. Anyway, Dark Phoenix. There it is. I won't even go for Venom. We've talked about Venom. I won't even worst villain in superhero history, possibly in cinema, but other than that, Venom's okay.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Dark Phoenix, though.
Yeah. Let's talk about Dark Phoenix.
So all of the lessons they did not learn from Apocalypse come to fruition in Dark Phoenix. No human Jackmans.
Yes, they somehow made it worse.
Even less Cyclopses.
Right.
No Jubilees.
And the way they killed off Mystique the same way they killed off Xavier in The Last Stand, right? Like put her up there, killed by Phoenix, basically.
Yeah.
So what the fuck were you thinking?
And even in death, Mystique is still the most important character because death motivates everyone else for no reason other than she was fucking all of them.
Yeah, they were thinking about Jennifer Lawrence yelling at them in the background. I want out of this fucking franchise already.
And they gave it to her. But yeah, it's just terrible. It was just awful. Like, and I don't know if it's because the fact that Captain Marvel showed up the same year. Compare, you got two OP characters for powers.
Actually, the scripts were super similar. That's why Dark Phoenix got delayed so much.
Which is kind of suspicious. It's like, is it because the ideas are just so unoriginal, or is it because someone is like trading ideas with somebody else in the writing room? Like, hey,
I don't know, but it's.
Well, the one thing is that the Dark Phoenix storyline is kind of a cosmic storyline, and Captain Marvel is straight up just a cosmic superhero. So, you get a lot of similarities going on with just
Well,
that.
Captain
there.
Marvel isn't a part of a fucking team that she has to deal with. There's no team dynamic there. So, like, how did you fuck that up? It's like, all right, so we know Captain Marvel's going to be doing scrolls, so let's do some generic aliens that also shapeshift, that are coming to take the evil energy out of her.
Oh my god, you're right. I
And
rem-
uh,
think Dark Phoenix would have been that whole storyline. They tried it twice already. They tried it twice. So I think by now what they should do is once MCU starts talking about it, if they ever go that route, they should just do it like how they're doing WandaVision and all these other shows. It's like
yeah,
serialize it. That's it. Because there's so much to talk, so much to explore, like character development, things like that. You can't do it all in like 2 hours. That, especially a story that big. No. So,
here's how you do a good Dark Phoenix story for a new generation. Dark Phoenix is pulling her shit, and then Cable comes back from in the future and slaps some sense into her. That's it. That's all you have to do. Like, just change up the formula. Like, completely change it up.
I wonder if the idea going in with this movie was just like, oh, we got freaking Sophie Turner. Let's make the most out of Sophie Turner since she's popular on the
And
Game
she's
of
super
Thrones
popular and a
business.
very good actress, so yeah. But they just didn't write her right, and they wrote everyone else like an idiot, and I don't know why. There's one great thing about Dark Phoenix, and I will defend this to my dying breath. Um, Xavier being the true villain
oh
is hinted at in Dark Phoenix, and I love it.
yes, because he kind of repressed power and the memories that she had and stuff.
And also, he's exploiting the X-Men and getting all the fame and glory from it. Ugh.
That's because he was pissed about being bald, dude. He was so mad, dude. That's why they let us know. Like, he's doing this all because he's bald now.
It all comes together.
After what happened with Apocalypse, he's like, that's it.
Okay, so who else has seen New Mutants?
I was going to ask, it's not on this list, is it? Is it?
It's here.
No, it's here.
Man, I kind of
It's the lowest grossing film of the X-Men franchise.
For real?
That's not surprising considering it was delayed to 2 years.
I gotta
And
watch
it
it
has
now.
no attachment to any other film.
Also, what's weird, dude? It's categorized as a superhero horror film. Now, I knew this trend was starting to happen a little bit, especially remember Brightburn came out, and I was like, oh, god dang, this looks creepy. But I haven't heard anything else from this. Like, I guess we're at the very beginning of superhero horror films. Do you think this is going to catch on?
I hope so.
No, because they gotta
You
try.
make a good point
They,
there.
it will catch on. What are you talking about? It's totally going to catch on.
I like this
I
movie.
do like this movie.
I did. They really could have
I
gone
think they
harder on
wanted
the
to
horror.
go. I think the director really wanted to go harder on the horror.
And I think you're right, because this movie was subject to a lot of reshoots,
I think
correct?
they wanted. I think he. I think he capitulated, and then they were like, "No, fix it even more in reshoots." And then the reshoots got canceled when Fox got bought, and then Disney looked at the film and went, "Oh, fucking just ship it." So it could have been worse.
It could have been
Okay.
worse. That's a good review.
Yeah, because really minor spoilers. I'm not going to talk about the plot. There's definitely a underlying horror element to the movie, but once you get to the third
Really?
act, that pretty
Okay,
much just goes
okay.
away.
There are multiple horror elements going on, like definitely psychological horror elements, and yeah.
But I am right. As soon as we get to the third act, it just becomes
Oh,
like
it
a
does
standard
not become a
superhero
standard
movie.
superhero movie. There's hardly a fight.
the entire
It
last
is not
part is a
a
fight.
It's not even a bad fight. Dude, it's a just talk. It's a very intense just talk.
Really? I feel like I gotta watch it now. I gotta watch it.
I mean, watch it. It's good.
It
I do
is
like it.
not incredible. It is good for what it is trying to do and for the age group it is in.
Okay. Now it's only low grossing too. It released during the pandemic, and nobody was looking to watch a movie. So
That's definitely a big part of it.
We saw it in theaters, but that was when theaters were still open.
There was like
okay, so
Like 4
let's do
people
something
in that
fun
theater.
real quick. So with some of our upcoming movies, if we had to look at some and guess what's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be adding to this bad list, what do you think it'll be?
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go, Morbius. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Go ahead. Why?
Okay, so Jared Leto's fucking insane, first of all.
Okay. Okay.
I think he's actually going to be really good in the movie. I think that movie is going to be written like fucking trash. Columbia Pictures is part of it. Or Columbia Pictures is actually just Sony Entertainment. Sony does not know how to write good movies, and Morbius cannot hold a movie by himself. He cannot. They're gonna try and make a actual B tier, a C, D tier villain, an anti-hero of his own movie, and that's not. He's not Venom. That's not gonna work. You don't see fucking Morbius fucking tattoos, Morbius t-shirts, Morbius merchandise. Like, come on. Venom is iconic. Morbius is a fucking simp, and no one cares.
Why does this kind of sound like the same plot though of like Blade? Didn't Blade have, or Blade's mother got bit by a vampire and he became a half breed?
Yeah, this is what
vampire
makes me so peeved off about this whole Morbius
I'm like, let's
movie.
just.
I feel like
Morbius isn't even a like, they're not even doing vampires. They're like, okay, so I'm going to where these freaky bats are, I'm going to experiment on them, and then I'm going to let them bite me because I have a blood disease, and somehow I get superpowers. Like,
But it's supposed to be a form of vampirism, isn't it?
it's going to be it's going to be
A dumbed down version of it?
it's going to be a man-made type of vampirism.
What?
Yes. Yeah, it's vampirism except without the supernatural
Okay.
aspect of it.
So the fact that he
Except
just needs
But you
to.
will have all of the supernatural effects.
Okay, got it. Okay, I get it. So the only vampire, I guess, vampire part of it is that he thirsts for blood. It's nothing really
Exactly.
else. He just has to drink it. Right, I got it.
Controls bat. I don't know what the fuck they're going to have him doing.
yeah,
I don't know if he's going to have suctions on his hands like in the cartoon. I doubt
Oh
it.
wow.
Yeah, I sincerely
But
doubt it.
because they couldn't actually do vampires in the cartoon. So
that
Dude.
that does not make sense at all. Like this whole Morbius thing. So I agree. It's gonna be like a shit show.
Yeah, they may drop the ball on this dude. He looks fucking wicked, dude.
Morbius has to be building up to something, right?
that is the secret sauce that is going to tear this thing down, because fucking Michael Keaton is in the movie as Vulture. So they're going to be setting up Morbius as part of the Sinister Six. So we're getting our Sinister Six shoe in.
They want that Sinister
They
Six
do.
really badly.
Completely do.
They want it so hard. That's why they're fast tracking fucking Kraven the Hunter.
Ah. Okay, so
There's no-
now.
So yeah, who's our Sinister Six? Morbius, Kraven the Hunter, Carnage, Vulture,
Yeah,
Scorpion, Mysterio. Anybody else? Anybody else?
You think they're gonna do Doc Ock?
Sandman.
Was he in the? Was he in the Sinister Six?
It is.
That's what I thought. Like he's one of he's
Sinister
very
Six.
important. He's the brain. He kind of.
He has led the Sinister
Yeah,
Six
right.
multiple times.
Because Sinister Six usually has a rotating lineup, but Doc Ock is more
Yes,
often than
Sinister
not
Six
on
has
it.
a rotating roster.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Doc Ock has led the Sinister Six multiple times. Um, we will see a Doc Ock in the MCU very soon-ish. He will not be tied to whatever the fuck is going on here. That I can say.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're trying, because I know Shocker was already in like Homecoming, right?
Yep.
And then Electro's showing up apparently later on. Jamie Foxx is gonna play Electro again.
Jamie Foxx is going to play Electro in the Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, so it's like
He's getting a cameo there.
they're already. I don't know if that means.
Yeah, we still don't know 100% what's going on in that movie,
Wait.
so we don't know if
Okay,
he'll
so
be
here's the
sticking
stupidest
longer.
thing. Morbius was supposed to come out this year, but now it's scheduled to be after Spider-Man 3. What the
Oh yeah.
Those movies were supposed to be connected. Now they're not.
Hmm.
So Morbius is fucking dead in the water.
Oh, yeah, it is.
How is Morbius thrown to 2022? Like, how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah.
It was come out this year.
Good call there.
Super reshoots. Super special reshoots.
Mhm.
I'm guessing.
Well, hey, hold on.
If,
That's why we're seeing that Untitled Spider-Man movie, though. Something there is going to help lead into that. I guarantee it, dude.
that's Spider-Man 3.
Oh, okay. Got it.
What I'm saying is Morbius was set to come out in 2020. They pushed it back. They pushed it back a whole year after Spider-Man. So if it was going to lead into Sinister Six being in Spider-Man 3, why the fuck would they push it back to after Spider-Man 3? It makes Morbius completely irrelevant. Like, if Morbius is going to show up in the MCU, fucking let's go.
Sure.
But if it's not, then why are you throwing it out to die in the beginning of 2022?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like they're giving Sony the short end of the deal type of shit. It's kind of fucked up.
Well, it's Sony giving itself the short end of the deal because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Marvel doesn't tell them when to release their movies. And where the fuck is Spider-Verse 2 in here? That's what I want.
Spider-Verse wasn't even on here
I
earlier,
don't think
was
it was. That's weird. I guess it's because it's animated.
I think, yeah.
There
I think
is
that
an
might be
A
the case.
section animated.
Yeah, live action film is
All right.
right at the top.
I think out of everything else, I think Eternals is not going to go well.
You don't think so?
I'm not 100%. Yeah. What is the backstory on that?
Exactly.
It's another kind of superhero group, kind of like the X-Men or
Okay.
the
Okay.
Inhumans.
Got it.
It's a less popular group than the Inhumans.
So since they can't really do a good X-Men, they're like, you know what? We're gonna give you a little taste of what could have been.
I mean, the way I see it, I'm not saying I'm gonna be hopeful about it. I'm saying, in a way, kind of, I think it'll be just like Guardians of the Galaxy, where some people didn't even hear about it, and then look, it became a big hit.
Well, that's what I'm feeling about. What about Shang-Chi, the legend, like of Ten Rings? What like? I think that'll probably fall more in that category.
I think Shang-Chi is going to do a lot better than Eternals.
I agree, because it does still have that kind of Iron Man connection.
It's a villain everybody's been waiting to see.
Yeah.
It's a legit kung fu movie, and it's on Earth.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in Eternals. I don't know if a team of Karens who are better than anything else ever is really going to make people want to come to the theater. They could prove me wrong. But if I have to pick a weak link in this, I'm putting Eternals under fucking Venom vs. Carnage.
Okay, so go ahead.
I want to say that Venom, Let There Be Carnage could very well be very, very bad. The potential
is there. But we all know Venom was bad, but it was fun. I don't know how you make Eternals fun.
I already, though, with Carnage, though, we already have a better villain than what we had in 1. We could see what the fuck he looks like. So I think
Paper towel would be
exactly.
better.
So I think already it has that going for it than what. But I know what you're saying. Woody Harrelson, we're gonna see.
Again,
We're gonna see.
ginger hair. Yeah.
Thankfully he
Yeah.
does cut his hair for this film because I've already seen the set.
Does he? Oh,
Damn.
Well,
Yeah, he doesn't have that fucking mop
and I
on his
will
head.
say, freaking, I'm forgetting his name. Cletus Cassidy does
yeah,
look
he
that
does.
stupid in the comics, so.
he's a psycho. Right,
Yeah.
Cletus Ray. He's this fucking
Yeah.
Elvis rocker. So yeah, I get it. That's cool. I think Love and Thunder Thor could not be as good as we might want it to be.
You don't think so?
Really?
And this is him meeting Miss Thor, correct?
I mean, yes. There could be a lot of backlash for there being a female-led character, but I think Black Widow's going to take the brunt of that beforehand.
Yeah.
I mean, this is also going to be like half a Guardians movie.
Yeah, there will
so.
be some Guardians
Hold
there,
on, boys.
but this is gonna...
The last female-led superhero movie was Electro.
No.
Oh, Dark Phoenix, right?
No.
Wonder Woman.
No, I'm talking about
Wonder
for
Woman,
Marvel.
Oh, Marvel? Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Got it. Well, I like that one too. I did enjoy Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel was good.
Got
And
it.
then Black Widow's going to be before
After.
that, so.
Set before, but coming out after. Yeah, I'm not betting against Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
I'm not
he's
going to
right.
do it. Especially when you have Christian Bale as the villain. I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
Now, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I could see that having a weak point, but we're getting stature in that.
Yeah.
We're getting Kang the Conqueror in that.
Yeah.
But Kang could end up being stupid. Or this movie could end up being too smart for audiences. I don't know.
It's possible, but that is
so
2 years
here's
away.
here's
so
my
we'll
thing too.
definitely see.
What they may be addressing in the new movie too is what I'm reading from here. Is that they may dive into Valkyrie's bisexuality. In this movie.
She's gonna have a queen.
And
Valkyrie
she's
is king
right,
of Asgard.
and she's going to be the first LGBTQ superhero.
Yes.
And it'll be and they will make sure to shoot it so it'll be very, very easy to censor it for the Chinese
I'm
audience.
gonna call bullshit because Taika Waititi, I don't think he's gonna play that shit. I think they're actually done playing that shit.
Oh, so you think, no more, like, okay, China, fuck you. You're missing out.
I think Marvel has, I think with it certainly helped with the pandemic and China's complete botchery of the pandemic, that Marvel's gonna be like, nah, we're good. Like, China money is fine, but you guys can't even open fucking theaters, so we're probably gonna make the movie we want to make.
That's definitely a nice sentiment, especially because we've seen what happens with certain movies that appeal very hard to the Chinese market, i.e.
Ant-Man 3.
Monster Hunter.
Or, I mean, not
Ant-Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
Or,
yeah.
Yes, Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 literally had a Chinese cut, which had a bigger role for the Chinese actor that was in there.
Wow.
So they have played that game before. But I think they're diversifying their portfolio. I think Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings will be the pro-China movie where they have their foot in the China door. But they're also going to be like, Thor: Love and Thunder is for us and fuck you, and Thor: Love and Thunder is going to be in that Black Panther kind of other side of the door where it's like, we don't care what you think.
Okay.
So they are diversifying their portfolio, which is a smart move.
That sounds about right. That sounds fair enough. Yeah. You know, basically they can't lose. They can't
Oh
lose
yeah,
out
it's
on
really bad.
things.
Okay. I'm just playing a little
Like
devil's
Black.
advocate. I'm just, just trying to throw it out there.
No, like I understand. Like that's a very that is a strong possibility that any Marvel movie could be edited for a Chinese audience. But I think Marvel is at the point where they're like, dude, we just did Endgame. We don't have to pull this bullshit anymore.
No, right.
Okay. Cool.
Like Disney Plus is not even in China yet. It's it's coming to Hong Kong eventually, but it'll only be in Hong Kong, so they don't they can do whatever the fuck they want now. That's what I feel. That's what if I was Kevin, I'd be like, you can have Shang-Chi. We'll keep the blacks and the gays out of Shang-Chi for you, but you're not touching the rest of my fucking universe.
Dumb. Dude. We won't be having none of that in Shang-Chi. Playing that.
We'll clean Shang-Chi for you, but nothing else. Oh, what? Oh, this is Marvel. Anyway, all right. Do we want to get into games?
Sure. Well, right now, boys, we're
We have
hovering at
time for that.
an hour and 40 minutes.
Ooh,
Yeah. We did our thing in there.
we did our thing. So, I mean, we don't have to touch much. The Avengers game is a fucking trash fire. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. I don't even want to. It makes me upset to even hear that game mentioned as a video game.
You know,
Yeah, you're right. There's not much to touch on. Play Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Yep.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance is pretty good. The one Wolverine game based off Wolverine Origins, that's decent, but
yeah.
I wouldn't go on my way for it. And I'm done with my opinions.
I love Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I can't believe it's not on anything but the fucking Switch.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
It's
Disservice.
there's way too much shit going on in that game for the Switch to even handle it. That's why it looks so bad. Why don't you put it on other things? I would love to play that with you guys.
I mean, the only Marvel game I loved playing was Marvel Heroes Omega, and they took that away faster than you can say Spider-Man 3. So, I mean,
I'm sure there are terrible. Oh, Blade 2 the game. I own that. It's terrible.
So why do you
Terrible.
own it? though? Like,
Because I was young and I loved Blade 2.
oh,
And I'm really good at that game. But because of that game, I was like, all right, I need to play something that's good and has vampires, so I finally got onto Blood Rain. So
ooh.
can't hate it too much. Yeah. Final question. Worst Marvel character in the comics or worst run in the comics?
where's Ron?
You mean like
Yes, the comics themselves. Like if there was like of the things you've read or the things you've heard of, what is the worst one of the worst things that have happened in the comics where you're like, why the fuck would you even do that?
Oh, let's see.
'Cause I can name a few.
I can name a few too. That's why I'm hesitating.
I never really read it, but I'm aware of this. There's a reality where Peter Parker kills Mary Jane with his radioactive spider.
Semen.
Oh my
That's
god.
Yeah.
I didn't like the universe where Spider-Man becomes a zombie. I didn't really care for that. I didn't
Not a
like
big
that
fan
pissed
of
me
Marvel
off kind of
zombies,
a
got
little
it.
bit. Just I've always felt like zombies. Like, come on now, these are superhumans. I feel like if anything, their blood would react different to a zombie bite. But nope.
I mean, you would think Peter would be smart enough not to get
Thank
bitten.
you. shit.
Yeah.
Spidey sense
His
on a
Spidey
fucking
sense is
zombie.
unreal how good it is.
Unless he was bitten by like Quicksilver zombie. I don't know.
Which may have been very possible because that was a point that they put into the comic.
I mean, yes, that makes sense.
But I didn't fucking read it, so.
I think Civil War 2 is fucking stupid.
Civil War 2's bad.
It's
I
not
don't
the
think
worst.
it's the worst, but it is pretty bad.
Oh,
it's
well,
the worst
Captain
for
Marvel
Captain
is the
Marvel's
worst, period. Future crimes.
So bad
Fuck
in the
you.
comic, guy?
Go to jail, young black
Really
kid.
bad in the
Die.
Whoa, she actually, what? She actually did that?
I mean, it's slightly exaggerated and out of context, but basically, Captain Hydra has become, or not Captain, well, Captain America has become Hydra Cap, and I guess he tries to destroy the world, and Miles Morales is the only one that can stop him. Miles Morales ends up killing him, and someone gets a fucking look into the future and looks into the future and goes, why did Miles kill Captain America? Before they find out he's part of Hydra. So Captain Marvel's like, you're guilty. You gotta go.
Oh,
That's the story.
Oh my god.
In a nutshell.
Another framed black man.
Wow.
Wow.
I think I have heard that One More Day is probably the worst thing that's ever happened to Peter Parker. And fans of Spider-Man appall and ignore that story.
What is one more day?
I still hate it. I still have not retconned it. What the hell?
They haven't retconned it yet? Wow.
No. The biggest thing with the current Spider-Man storyline is, they're heading to One More Day. Maybe they'll actually acknowledge it and stop with it.
That's weird.
It sucks. Yeah, One More Day is definitely one of the easier choices.
Yeah, this is Marvel.
This is Marvel.
God,
only,
if
right?
we could spend hours on DC.
Definitely not a big fan of the storyline with the whole spider totem thing, where Spider-Man gives birth to himself and gets the organic web shooters.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Clone Saga definitely gets rough.
A lot of it's falling on Spider-Man's shoulders. Like,
Spider-Man's really popular. Yeah, he has a lot of the good storylines and a lot of the really bad
probably because
storylines.
Like, you could experiment with Spider-Man and his characters and the story.
That's true.
And no one will fault you for it because they'll just write a different one, and one that will be slightly better.
A lot of the Ultimates universe is pretty
Miles
bad.
comes from the Ultimate Universe.
He's one of the very few good things
The
from
only
that
good
universe.
thing
I
in
know.
my life.
I know. He's also one of the very few good things from like the newer Avengers. Okay, so I hear so much hate about Rye or whatever the fuck her name is, Ironheart. I don't know why. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it. Like, random girl becomes Iron Man because? I don't know.
That's why it's getting hate.
But they couldn't have... Is it really written badly? That's my question is it written well or is it written badly?
I don't know personally. I haven't gone
Fair
on my
enough.
way to read it.
Hopefully they do her justice or rewrite her or do something with her. Because she's already been cast in live action. So she's getting a Disney Plus show. So hopefully they correct whatever the fuck they need to correct to make her actually popular. Obviously without making her white and blonde and blue-eyed with big tits. But, you know. You can only do so much.
You can only do so much.
Yeah. There's Spider-Man just has too much shit going on. All right. Let's watch this fucking movie, shall we?
Awesome. Well, guys, that'll wrap.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say thanks to everyone out there. We love you guys. Thanks for putting up with all our shit. We will see you guys in the next one. I will actually address the MCU. We will actually do a review of WandaVision and Endgame, and we'll do the MCU.
Nice.
Again.
Looking forward to that.
All right. Take us away, Jim.
Well, that's all of our time. Everyone out there, be safe. Wear your mask. And keep dreaming. I'm out of here. I'm Jim.
I'm Draco.
I'm
I
Nesto.
am Beowulf.
Good night, party people.